Yo, you're listening to Everyday Superpower, the place where you can learn about body language, non-verbal communication, and everything in between. We're taking it back to basics today. We're taking it back to basics, old school way. Yo, we're going to revisit the ankle cross, okay? Or the scissor cross if you want to consider it that. This could be approached in a sitting position, if not a standing position. We're going to start with the standing purely as it just makes sense. It makes sense because I did the sitting position not so long back, but I just really want to re-emphasize on this one. So what you see before you is a standing ankle cross. Now, give or take the crossed arms, that's really just emphasizing a more defensive, locked off general cluster. So the arms don't necessarily have to be part of it, but what is key is paying attention to the legs. So you might be on a lunch break, smoking break, whatever, at work, and you might see the woman of your dreams engaging with you in this particular position, rested up against the wall or so forth. To put a long story short, it is closed body language, yeah? And we're talking on standing upright first and foremost, keep that in mind, such as we see in the image before us. It is closed off body language, purely as it isn't open, the legs aren't open, okay? But the good thing about this is they don't intend on moving anytime too soon. They are essentially locked into position, okay? A little bit icy cold, not necessarily giving you the goods as the genitals are locked away, okay? But there's near to no stability as far as standing in this position, so their subconscious doesn't perceive you as a threat, okay? They are not fearful of you, they're not scared of you. They probably could just do with a little more buttering up before they open them legs. Maybe not to the degree as to where they're standing with their feet 10 feet apart, but you know, it would be preferable to have them unlock these legs and continue to stand fully frontal to you in complete engagement. Alright, arms down by the sides, illustrating with the hands, so on and so forth. Okay, so what happens is the ankle cross showcases a little bit of restraint, potential insecurity, and just a restriction of the sexual element of communication. Okay, you can't access these genitals. Look at it as a chastity belt of sorts, just blocking off access there. Alright. So, to clarify, when the individual is standing and you see this behaviour, I wouldn't take it to heart. I would pay attention if the posture is adopted suddenly, okay, in response to something you have communicated, whether it be, you know, a physical touch or a spoken word that has triggered this response, alright? But overall, it's not the worst thing in the world, purely as it's a showcase that they are in no hurry to leave, alright, and they are, you know, relatively comfortable, yeah? Right, moving onwards, we're continuing with the behaviour of the locking of the ankles, but we're doing so in a seated position now. Now this has a heap more of a negative connotation. I have no doubt that you have not come across this, only problem being it might have been disguised by a table or some sort of obstruction, and I assume you would have performed this yourself. If not nowadays, maybe when you were younger, taking exams in school or in a classroom of sorts. I mean, you've had, you know, I would assume you've had years of potential of engaging in this communication without even being aware of it. It just feels comfortable at the time, purely as it is congruent with your state of mind. This is, yeah, this is bad. Interlocking legs, a locking of the ankles, you are stabilizing yourself, okay? It shows restraint and discomfort, alright? Potential insecurity. Yeah, it still is a showcase that one is not prepared to immediate leave, but not so much in the comfort we had during the standing position, let alone if the legs actually come inwards underneath the body, hiding oneself. So as far as territorially speaking, you're scared of taking up more space, you don't want to be seen, you could consider that a flight response, as well as a freezing response for locking oneself down, okay? When it comes to this particular position, I have seen it personally in reaction to me asking questions that may have been deemed uncomfortable by the other party, such as money concerns and so on and so forth. When I've been speaking business with others, I have seen this, and one particular occasion does come to mind as to where, you know, it really highlights the issue. And the good thing with perceiving these behaviors in real time is some of them are so shocking and so significant that they will stick with you and really highlight the behavior, such as the one I'm thinking of right now, okay? So the person could very easily be holding a negative emotion in this position, whether it be uncertainty, being fearful, okay? It's a showcase of self-restraint, potential lack of confidence, alright? So are they withholding a particular thought or an emotion they can't allow loose at that particular time? Are they trying to mask and guise it and lock it up, like adding the padlock to a cage via the ankles of the body? You have to question this and see as to whether this person in question is, you know, holding something back from you, really. Okay? It's a showcase that they do not wish to budge. They are in a frozen position, and you might need to budge them along the way, alright? As I mentioned, the emphasis is if the legs are wrapped around and locked to the actual feet of the chair, or the, you know, the actual object as to which they're sitting in, incorporating themselves into the actual furniture, right? They're not fluid, they're not establishing any form of outwards communication. It's all very internalized and locked up and tight. We attract attention when we move, okay? And when we don't move, we, you know, are in fear that those around us may see us, may view us, whether that be viewing our physical body or our emotional, you know, our emotional content, or what we have in our mind. Our brain is locking us off from the outside world in order to protect us. It's a survival mechanism, alright? And so that's something to pay attention to. Without further ado, I'm going to get off. So if you have any comments in regards to this, if you've seen this body language, this communication, I'd like you to let me know. Without further ado, I'd like you to subscribe. Peace.